morning to you all. And I'm very happy to see you all here for this wonderful conference. Yeah. And I have been waiting to see all the beautiful faces. I have been waiting 50 years to see you today. Thank you very much. Actually, I'm going to give you the message sent from Dr. Wan Ibrahim. Yeah. And he intend to come here today, but he has some family matters, and he cannot arrange this trip to happen. Yeah. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So what he sent, please let me read his message. Tina koto katua. It is great wonder for us, the World Malay-Polynesian Organization, WMPO, of Malaysia, to be invited by the Archite Charitable Trust, ACT, and chair of Wantangi Trust, New Zealand, to deliver this keynote address. My situation, Kamautua, Nati Kuta, Patu Hika, Chef Matu Taera, Tenata Chalendon, and Mr. Peter Tipini for this memorable inaugural event. Your uniting effort to gather together specialist knowledge and documentation on our shared Nusantara Polynesia voyaging experience is needed timely and noted by all of our members here in Malaysia and the ASEAN region. WMPO have been busy working together with Maori Malay-Polynesian Society Industry Auckland since 2012 and had successfully organized a conference on Maori Malay-Polynesian Central Nations in Chaptron Hotel by Bay of Islands from 28 to 31st March 2014. A trade fair was also organized in a floating restaurant in front of the Chaptron Hotel, Auckland Harbour. The above-mentioned conference was well attended by your Komotua, Wahanau, and Iwi, and welcoming us as a delegation with open arms and Wanagatana. Two of our leaders, Professor Dato Kamaruddin Kasher and Dato Hashim Abdul Wahab, has left us, and we have been a bit constrained. In spite of this, we hope legacy of our leaders like Kamatua, Matu Tiara, Robert Willoughby, and Ramakita, Frank Williams, and many others will go on. And our Malay-Polynesian dream materialize. My talk, the Malay-Polynesian and its diaspora connections will be simple and brief, and hopefully it can benefit our audience. Our present world is very much into globalization. Easy to trouble and fast stress development. We are also digital age where human relationships become minimal and less meaningful. However, We Malay-Polynesian, in spite of all these, need an ever concerted effort to interact, come together to boost cooperation in all these areas. We are increasingly challenged to sustain our values, to uphold this history and civilization we have shared and built together must be maintained. For this sake of our new generation and generations that will follow thought, despite this world is multicultural, giving little importance to integrity and cultural identities, importance of exploring and reconstructing our roots and our connections, own historical narrative of our peoples, our lands, and our seas is always challenging. Our organizing of present Virgin Wanagar in historical Wantangi is therefore the grand leap that this discovering ourselves, our connections, kinship relationships, as how capable we have been in our distant past, our capabilities, our values, and our stories need to be systematically recorded, transmitted for the new generation to be nourished upon our unity, proper unity. Since the earliest time, we Malay-Polynesian from 14,000 to 12,000 BC, we are leading indigenous inhabitants of the earth spreading over the globe. We are leading explorers, settlers, agriculturalists, scientists, navigators of the world. And second to none in these explorers between ourselves, we spread across 4/5 of the globe, speaking more than 1,200 variations of the same language structures and the roots. Despite the coming of other into our shores and our lands, the values we share as our ever shining as morning sun. Many of the present generation scholars and historians in Asia has been pushing that the major and the earliest civilization in the world have been the Indian and the Chinese civilization. The standard world history may even omit us from these mainstream references. However, lately, honest in Western prehistorians, marine archaeologists, linguistics, and anthropologists, and discover that Nusantara was one, the center of the world civilization. And that civilization, like Samaria and Mohenjo-Daro and Chinese civilization, were passive receiver of the civilizational ingredients of Sunda civilization. We had lost ground in rediscovering and reconstructing our civilizational heritage the moment we colonized by foreign power during 15th to 17th century. The concept that Malay-Polynesian history, one prehistorian Renfrew 2007 believed that pre-colonial Southeast Asia was not known until 15,000 AD. The emergence of our countries from the colonial yoke recent between 50 to 100 years. The moment we attained independence, all textbook materials were couched in their history and led us native participants within their margins of reference. The 15th to 17th century was their age of discovery. Their region of us were square and narrow, that we are portrayed half naked, half dressed, and indolent, and devoid of civility and civilization. One Malay scholar, Syed Hussein Alatas, is studying his post-colonial experience in Java, Sumatra, and Philippines, wrote the meaning of the lazy native. Sorry, I haven't put here the book. In 1970, it was not leading for many intellectual things. The West was keen to find the Spice Islands beside gold and other precious materials. These set Columbus, Turkey, Cook, Tasman, Alfonso, and Raffles, and light to our shores. Then we find these names become heroes and discoverers of our native lands, though we had been here 50,000 years before them. Yeah. We need to unlock one of our prehistoric archives. There is existence of Sunda civilization. The Sunda civilization is knowledge, its influence, and global maritime reach may open our sense of history. Our voyages, our crafts, and our discoveries into a meaningful pattern, making sense of our present lives, sufficient and complete. Indonesia has been our point of discussion here. One Greek philosopher, Plato, has been writing in his dialogue. Timaeus and Critias about the hypothetical civilization called Atlantis. He named it an Aurea and Chirocensus. The Atlantis is not the one geographical point, but spread its own constellation of the center's influence. Though tied commercially to one mother city, it was estimated to be 9,600 BC. Its reality or friction have divided many scholars in the past. However, one outspoken medical scientist, anthropologist, Stephen Oppenheimer, had brought out a book called Eden in the East in 1998. The Oppenheimer was a medical scientist in Malaysia. Has done many studies into Orang Asli, native, and over time gather oral and written evidence of the region. His study floats the efforts of the great flood of Noah. It's probably caused the volcano eruption and over the catastrophes in the New Nusantara and Sunda platform. Then he included, with all these characteristics, Indonesia must be the Atlantics. And a major city zone has been between the tip of Java and Sumatra, divided by the Sunda Strait to cluster of island called Krakatoa. It was the volcanic explosion in Krakatoa that sunk the Sunda platform, submerging the cities and population to the present situation. The description in evidence that called Sunda people, Sundalanders, were great inventors of sea crabs, making island hopping and ocean-going trade and discovery happening. They were also into deep ocean-going technologies like catamaran and outrigger ship and tangier sail and crab crawl sail. And Chinese historian Wan 220 to 200 BC also mentioned about these technological advances by the Javanese and the Sumatrasian. In our Malay history, we even had one navigator by the name of Pangilama Wang, who accompanied the Spanish adventurer Ferdinand Magellan in 1521, completed his journey around the world. Yeah, this is the man who went with the Ferdinand. All these developments intrigue us. Haji Ahmed Zainuddin, Nick Hassan, Suhami, and me. This is Dr. Ibrahim, Wan Ibrahim, to elaborate, to writing the conference paper entitled Sunda Civilization. It was presented in the conference theme, the Malay-Maori Affinity Conference in 2002, organized by Massey University, North Shore, New Zealand. There was little response as the subject was new to then the audience. However, in the Indonesian Filipino archaeological cycles, there were fantastic responses followed by the major conferences held in Indonesia and Philippines. The Atlantic story in Indonesia was very compelling. Based on the Oppenheimer study, there was a geological platform called Sunda that was once in existence. It was the first human civilization that sunk into the sea as a result of these volcanic eruptions. Yet again, in 2011, another book, Atlantis, The Lost Continent Finally Found, was written one of the Brazilian scientists, Professor Aricio Santos. His theory was that Indonesia was frictional Atlantics, arguing the local Sanskrit name Atlanta is the Greek term Atlantis. Santos elaborates that Nissos land for islands. There are another twist to this in that our own understanding of Greek term Makario Nessos refer to a cluster of island civilization, meaning Nusantara. The term Nusa in Indonesia corresponds with the Greek term Nissos, while Antara signifies interconnectedness like a seamless chain of islands functioning like little and the bridges. Ironically, this meaning had escaped many historians in the Indo-Malayan War until Oppenheimer's and the Santos revelations. The credibility of Sunda stories ties very well with our theory of early origin Malay-Polynesians. Still can. I still can continue. Still can continue. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Let me move on. What he said. He talked about the histories early ethnologists and Kripit's brown people of Asia. This is the ethnography of great significance. The earliest historian known in the Western world was Herodotus, 404 to 425 BC. He wrote tremendously on the Greeks, but had very little knowledge on brown Asians beyond Anatolia, Turkey, and countries beyond. The Asian Chinese of Asia, likewise, had described these as brown Asians as Kunlun people. The term Kunlun comes from the Kunlun Mountains, located at the northern edge of the Tibetan plateau of the Tarim Basin. Many theories came out as the origin of the Malay or Kulams, being the population of Malay, Potro Nagas of Assam, as their culture and linguistic having similarities with present day of Malays, peninsula of Malaysia. Indeed, the term Himalaya was the term associated with the Malay too. Rice agriculture was another culture marketer of the Malays. Domesticated rice in the past began Assam and Yunnan. This fact brought the Heini Galdimi the theory that Malay as the originating from Yunnan. It was second wave migration, while the first wave migration diaspora was from Sunda. The spread of rice was by Austroasiatic Malays into central China. Wan Ibrahim, 2011. This was about 1,000 years before the Chinese overwhelmed them, causing migration into Taiwan. The Taiwan theory introduced by the Bellwood was not a full story. Rather, his Lapita culture spread into the Philippines and Polynesia was a half-truth. The early Polynesian voyages took place in many parts of Polynesia. One likely place was from Rarotonga. The early seafarers were known to bring pigs, rats, and kamura. Beside kamura, rice is surprisingly a cultural maker for Polynesian of Pacific as well. Hawaii, the homeland, is term of the Rarotongas, according to book 1964. What's Atia T. Varinga Ngui, Wan Ibrahim, written in 2003, and Rice Origin of Asia. In this article, he traced an old history concerning Asia, in that it was one of the nationality Austro-Asiatic, but had subsequently spread to Austronesians as diaspora voyages proceeded into Greater Polynesia. The first attempt to sort out this prehistoric ethnology came about through the German physician and anthropologist Blumenbach, and he wrote in a book, The Unity of Mankind, in 1795, in which the trace of humanity had been classified into 5 categories, namely Caucasian, brown Malay, Malaysian, black Ethiopian, and red American, and white Mongolian. However, he was not racist through he had attempted the scientist's race theory. The Maoris had been classified as the belonging to the Malay race. Baobab, according to Baobab, as their language, culture, and physical characteristics testify them so. Like Malays, Maoris place great significance to physical objects like water and the stone. The cultural survey of many Polynesian islands were done by Sir Percy Buck, 1967. His ingenious comment of language of Polynesia stood out well to help understand their culture. Hawaii and the homeland like Binau is the Malay term. The term Binau is for now, Tongan, and Fonau, Samoan, Fanua, Tahitan, and Honau, Hawaiian, and Finau, Maori. As such as Maori consider themselves as Tangata Pino, people of Upper North, meaning Asia. Water is Aye in Malay and Wai in Hawaiian and Maori, while Ikan, fish in Malay, and Ika in Maori, and I, A, and Hawaiian, I, meaning while Batu is stone in Malay, Patu in Maori, and Patu in Taiwanese, and Batu in Filipino Tagalog. Time's up. Huh? Okay. Thank you very much. Actually, he sent some other facts about the need to rewrite the history, and the last is he concluded. Okay, let me tell you what he concluded. A brief introduction of Sunda civilization is a term. Hopefully, we are aware that we all were deeply integrated into one another and be able to build coalition for their productive work. And the task of writing our common history must not left into others. And we make our destiny. Thank you very much.